Good morning, everybody. Happy fucking Thursday. How are we, guys? Everyone happy that the kids are back to school? Because we are.
We are.
So this week we have a couple of questions that people have asked on our other platform. And I've not even briefed Ruby on any of the questions. So she was just like, I feel well unprepared this week, but we're just going to roll. It's kind of different questions from all different things. There's no one particular
Just a chit
subject.
chat.
Yeah, which we love chit chats.
We do.
We chit chat every
Go
day.
on for a while.
So the first one was how can you give any advice on how to walk away from someone, friend / boyfriend, family members that are not very good in your life, basically?
I think in the end you'll just have had enough, wouldn't you?
Tiger started off with put one foot
In front of the other. Easier said than done.
I think sometimes you have to seriously think about the positives and the negatives. And even though sometimes when you know someone's not potentially bringing you anything positive, that initial separation, it's kind of like a grieving process. You know what we were saying the other week about grief is all different things.
Yeah.
And even though you know it's for the best for you mentally, you do still go through a bit of a grieving.
I think you'd have to not love them anymore to be able to leave.
But sometimes you love someone, but you know.
I know, but I would be like, oh, all right, we'll try again. Oh, all right then. I would be terrible.
I think sometimes you just have to take a step back, look at things and just say, you know what, I know that the best thing for me would be to not be in this situation anymore, whether it's with a friend, family. And that's the thing, when it's family, you feel like, well, we're family, we have to put up with it or listen or whatever. But I don't think you do.
Yeah, I'm not the best person to ask.
You're just like, oh, okay.
Okay then, never mind, we'll get over that.
And I'm like, no, you won't, Rube.
Yeah, that's why I've got you as a friend now.
So I think just putting yourself first, really, taking a step back. I don't think anyone you're never fully prepared to walk away.
No.
So there's never going to be a right time, or do you know what I mean?
There must be like a turning point where you're like, nah, I've had enough now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I had, when I was with the kid's dad and we'd gone through so much shit, and then one morning I woke up, hadn't even been a row.
And just
I just thought, I've had enough.
Yeah.
That was it. There was no going back from that moment.
That's what I mean. There must be something that just sort of clicks inside you one day.
Just clicks inside you and you just think, I've had enough now. Right, next one. Have you seen the thing that's going crazy on TikTok about the Build-A-Bear party?
Yes. Yes, I have. I think it's terrible.
So, guys, I'm just going to give a little rundown for those of you that haven't seen it. So, someone held a Build-A-Bear party for their daughter. They invited friends. So, obviously, all the kids get a Build-A-Bear to pick.
Get to build a Build-A-Bear, make
all stuff like that. And then at the end of the party, the mum said, right, now you all give your bears to the kid.
And left with nothing.
And yeah. So, there's a big debate with people saying, well, it is her birthday.
No.
I don't.
What kid needs 8 teddy bears anyway, new ones? Plus, you've bought a present to take. And it was the aunt that took her, wasn't she? And she was like, she paid extra so that her niece could get extra clothes for the bear, and still had to give that bear to the kid. No. You don't do that. I've been to Build-A-Bear parties. It depends what package you get. Like, the basic one is a basic bear. I still couldn't
imagine, like, you're right, firstly, what does a kid need 8 new teddy bears for? But I know it's her birthday, and I know, but when you do a party, the kids that have come always go away with a little gift.
Get something.
And if I said to one of mine, you're going to a Build-A-Bear party, and they didn't come away with it, I know I'd probably then have to stay there and
buy another. Well, the aunt did. She was like, they went somewhere for pizza or something, the one who'd done the original video, and then she was like, I took her back and bought her a bear. So that she had her own one.
So that she had her own one.
You don't do that.
Yeah, I don't.
Parties are a bit of a rip-off. You pay all this money, really. I know your kids do enjoy it, but you are paying for other kids to do it.
To enjoy it as well.
To go to soft play, to have dinner, to build a fucking bear.
I know, right, though, if you was at the party and they said,
okay.
you'd be like, give it over, Dot. She wants it.
Yeah, I'd have been like, don't worry about it, go on, give it to her.
I would be like, come on, put your teddy bear up, we're off.
Yeah.
I would have left.
With it, taking it with you.
With the teddy bear.
No, I'd have been like, give it to her.
No, that's not.
And we won't be coming to her party next year. And don't invite her to yours.
Yeah.
One of them little sly comments. Now let's go and make your own one. Bigger and better than that one.
Yeah, I personally just think no.
No way. You don't do that.
It's
And to have a Build-A-Bear party, they ain't going to be old, are they? So how do you get a kid to do that?
The kids as well.
Oh no, it's her birthday. You made the bear for her. I mean, if they was going to do that, it should have been said at the beginning.
Start. You're invited to make a Build-A-Bear, but you won't be taking one home.
You're giving it to Karen. Little Karen. That's what she's going to grow up to be.
You're giving it to the sport brat.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have said we ain't going. Like, if that was explained
I would have said I don't
before.
see the point in it.
Yeah.
Is that weird or rude? Like,
no. I know it's their birthday and it is all about them. But at Build-A-Bear parties, the birthday kid gets more for their teddy and that anyway.
Than the actual guests. What's the worst excuse you use to leave a date? You've not been on many.
No,
any.
None.
I'm trying to think.
Worst excuse?
I didn't use an excuse. I just left. Said I'm going to the toilet and just left.
I'd just say I really don't feel well. Or
I'd left him to pay the bill and he said he didn't have a wallet either.
I can't believe you. I'd be texting you like SOS. Ring me now. I'd tell, oh, you need me? Okay. I'm really sorry. I've got to go.
You're just too polite.
Oh, no. No, but if it was really that bad, I would be like, oh, my mum's texted me. She's fell downstairs. Something. I'd have to make something up, but I'd still be polite.
Like, hello? Not where? I'm coming now. I'm on my way. Where are you?
That'd be me. My acting skills. I'd be prepping for it.
Psyching yourself up. What is something you remember from school you wished you took more notice of?
What do you mean?
One thing I remember from school is that I wish that I would have enjoyed it as much.
Oh, mate, definitely. When you look back now, you think, oh,
yeah. When
good?
you're trying to tell your kids, like, but do you know what? In my kids' defence, is school's
different
not like
now,
it is now.
It is different now.
How we can expect them to enjoy it?
I had a great time at school.
Yeah, I did. I don't get me wrong, I was a little
Secondary school.
shit, and I was always in trouble and that, and always up to mischief. But it was just so different. It wasn't as controlling, and I wish now that I had enjoyed it and actually learned something rather than just being a number.
I didn't do bad in lessons, but I weren't in the same lessons as my friends. Like, we started off together and then went in different sets and things. But I didn't want to stay home. I'd be like, no, I want to go to school. It's boring at home. I liked being with my friends.
Tigers used to be like that. She
Not
used
so
to,
much now.
not so much now, but I think...
Want to go, yeah.
I don't know, taking the welding.
Yeah.
And if I would have known back then how different the world would be now.
And you know, like, I used to think my life was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, depressive and like all that. And I just think, I should have just really enjoyed that
it.
because life has got tough since leaving school. And there's been a lot worse things than that.
But you are
Freedom.
told that, like, you go to school from the age of 4 or 5, and as soon as you've got your national insurance number and you leave school, right, now you go to pay a stupid amount of taxes.
Yeah.
Like, to give. So you're not even working, like, there's just not a lot of enjoyment out of this, especially in the UK at the minute. Out of anything you do, if you're going to school, it's all about control. And when you're working, they want basically nearly everything that you're fucking earning. So you're not even getting a full enjoyment out of that.
No, see how much they take off. But then at the same point, if you didn't pay tax, you know, like is it America and that, you've got to pay for all of your hospitals, any little popping in. So I think it's good in a way, but it's gone a bit out of hand at the minute, isn't it? With tax.
But they do like their health insurance. But then again, I don't know whether that's any good because that CEO got shot, didn't he? Because the health insurance weren't paying out for...
No.
Have you not seen that Louis...
I don't do the nose.
Louis... what's his name? I need you to watch it and then maybe we'll talk about it one day. But Dubai, like, they don't tax.
But so you have to pay out for your own.
But you don't get taxed, right? And then I even saw someone like who's from Dubai, like saying that when he saw like what the UK chart, he was like, so basically people work for say 6-7 months of the year to give to the government
To pay, yeah.
And then we're still left in this shithole of a country.
Yeah, it's all going to shit.
And I was watching him and I was thinking, when you see someone else looking, because that's all we're conditioned to know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we grow up thinking, we've got to pay taxes, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. When an outsider gives their opinion, you think, actually, maybe it's fucking wrong.
Not, yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. What's your latest regret?
I ain't got none.
Do you know one thing, right, that's still in my mind, which I'm still playing with the idea, and it's going back to schools and my kids at school, is that I think to myself, am I going to regret not homeschooling them?
I think it's a big decision to homeschool.
Especially when you've got as many as what I've got.
Yeah.
But I think that is
personally,
one
I couldn't do it.
regret on my mind that I think
think
this part of their life, I just think that child is so important. That's when, like what we were saying about school, that's when you have fun. That's when you should be educated on life skills, tidying, cleaning, washing machines.
I definitely think that they should teach more life skills. Why is that not in the curriculum yet? I come out of school, I didn't know nothing about what bills to pay or any saving, and I didn't know nothing like that.
When my niece got her first flat, I remember, and she was like, "What, it don't come with furniture?" And I was like, "No,
get nothing."
Like, and then we started explaining to her about bills, and she's like, "What, you've got to pay? What, you don't get water for free?" I'm like, "No."
I remember panicking because they was like, obviously I was only young, I was a teen mum, moving in and them saying, right, so your gas and electric isn't on a key and a card, which is what I grew up with, so you've got to pay quarterly. And I remember being like, but how am I going to do that? I'm not going to have that money to be able to pay that. Like, I wanted to just put a tenner on a week or something.
How to structure bills.
Yeah.
How to... Because I think even kids these days, like what we were saying, like when mine, like, oh, can I go out for Santa to eat with my mate? Like, and you're like, when we used to go out, like, if my mum would give me £1, I'd be over the moon.
Yeah.
Nah, they need like a tenner.
Yeah, that's because you can't get anything for that, though.
That's like what we were saying about the £2 special meal.
£2 special, that's about £8 now.
Yeah. You know, when I looked on the Chinese the other day and it was like 7-8 quid, and I thought, what the hell? So when the kids want to go out and they don't understand that you had a tenner, and then they go out the next day, especially in school holidays.
Yeah, then they want another tenner.
You know, and then if you say to come home and have something to eat, they're like, come
Take
home.
a packed
Take
lunch.
a packed lunch. And they're like, oh, I'm not taking out a packed lunch.
I remember going in KFC and getting like a mini Philip burger and having like 9p.
Yeah.
They're not anymore. I don't know what they are now.
Well,
and they're about that big now, and they used to be like good size.
Used to actually fill you up.
Yeah. Being out in the cold.
I think the kids' life, I think that, I don't know, up until they're 18, I think that is just the best time for them to enjoy not having responsibilities. And I think mainstream schools at the minute is so... Kids can't even express who they are.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to have, which we was talking the other day about nail varnish on kids. And I understand fake nails, especially if some of the girls come in with extremely long, ridiculous ones.
Never used to be able to write because my nails were so long in school.
But one of my daughter's schools, if she had just a little French tip on her natural nail, they make you take the nail varnish off. They stand at the school gates with makeup wipes.
I don't see the point. And they're like, oh, we're prepping you for work. In what workplace are you not allowed to get up and go away when you need to go? I don't get that.
Do you not see people turning up without their makeup and nails on?
That don't make any sense. I don't get the rules. I think they've gone too strict.
It is all about control. The whole toilet situation. One of my child's school, you have to ask the teacher to go to the toilet.
It's the same with Delilah's.
Then they ring the office for an on-call. Then you have to wait for someone to come and collect you, take you to the toilet. They wait outside because all the toilets are locked. Then they take you back to your class.
I get the idea of it, right? It's probably stop people hanging around during...
Well, a lot of it is saying kids are vaping in the toilet.
Pay a member of staff to be on fucking toilet duty. You know, one of them ladies that sell lollipops in the club. Yeah.
Have someone sitting in the toilet all day.
Yeah. Or even a lunchtime, like just, or lunchtime supervisor to do it. Anything
yeah, but
like
when
that.
they have it
that'd stop
open
it.
at lunch and break time, say if there's a massive queue and the bell goes back to class, they shut the door and everyone who's been waiting can't go to the toilet. They have to go
and
back
they only
to
get
class.
half hour for lunch, don't they?
Then if you go to class and say I need to go to the toilet, they go, well, you've just had break.
Yeah.
Well,
But you ain't been.
The queue was massive.
And Delilah wouldn't even say anything.
Yeah, they only get half hour now, which I used to get
an hour.
Yeah,
and I'm sure I had 20 minutes, half hour break in the morning.
Yeah.
And the hour at lunch. What did I get enough time to do in that half an hour? Because Delilah has an early pass, so she can leave early and get to the canteen first because she's so overwhelmed, anxious and whatnot. But if you don't, you've got to get to the canteen, get something to eat, go to the toilet and eat it all within half an hour.
Yeah.
And have a break from all your lessons and whatnot.
You got any view on school lunch tag?
Stupid.
It's not long enough.
No.
Why would...
Because each year group's got like 300 kids in it or more.
And how long?
And there's 2 year groups in one canteen for free.
So within that half hour, they've all got to be fed.
There's 600 kids in that.
And they've all got to be fed.
I don't understand it, but it is over the whole borough. All the schools are doing it. So in what world do they think that's going to work?
That's going to work. I don't agree with that.
I don't think that's right. Give them a bit of leeway, do you know what I mean? I think they should have some rules on makeup or some rules on, like I said, big long nails and things like that, but it's a bit extreme, isn't it?
Yes. What was the worst thing you've ever done drunk?
I don't know.
Why are you looking at me like, have I done something?
Yeah, I don't know. Why are you looking at me?
No, because I'm just reading through the questions.
I don't know, worst thing. I just keep thinking about being sick in that Uber. I got charged £100. Don't be sick in Ubers, guys. They can charge you and just take it out your bank.
I know that I've got loads of drunk stories, but luckily for me, I don't remember them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember half. It's normally like being sick.
I remember me and my mate, when I first moved in here, we were going to a little pub called Around the Village. And we started off at one pub. That's all that I remember is being in that
one
pub. And then I remember leaving the pub, coming out, and that is it. I don't remember nothing else. But by the time we got in, I was throwing up, begging my friend to call me an ambulance because I thought I was dying. She was pissing herself laughing, eating a kebab. But you know, the next day we'd gone on our phones, like when you get a text message and it said your cab's going to be outside, and it was a different pub.
So you'd gone on
So
a
we'd
crawl.
obviously gone to another pub, and then the next day my mum's like shouting at me. She was like, how can you not know where you were last night? I was like, I don't know. She's
God
like,
knows.
dangerous.
Like hangover, you know, if someone filmed you through the night, I wouldn't want to watch it back, would you?
I could. No, let me talk about things like I don't want to know.
No, don't tell me.
I don't want to know.
How muggy would we look? We should do that one night. Have a camera up and just watch us on. Next day, I'll be like, no.
That is cringe. I'll be like, that is cringe. But even if I got the cameras up from...
No.
See what I mean? I'll be like, let's watch it
Even when we
back.
got it up the other day, you know, you was looking at the bar
Yeah.
at that time and it's back of my head and I'm just a bit like... like, turn it off, I don't want to see myself. Chat.
Dance, little finger point.
You should have watched the videos of me and you trying to do that video the other day, that TikTok when we was on the bar.
On the bar.
It took us half hour to get up and
The
down.
ladder.
Headbutting the ceiling.
I don't know if I've got any embarrassing drunk stories. I remember once I was at my friend's house and I got up to go to the toilet, but I weren't actually in the toilet.
What, you had a wee not in the toilet? Pride in someone's house.
So I was in the bed here, Alana was there, and our mate Eliza was on the floor there. And next thing I know is that Eliza's like, Brad, what are you doing? So the wee was splashing on a carrier bag. In my defence, it was toilet roll on the floor, so I've obviously seen that and
I
just
thought I was kind of
thought
in
that
the
that was
bathroom.
it. And then I was like, what? Like, and then I've still like pissed. And then when I woke up next morning, I'd actually wet in my own bag of stuff.
Oh,
So I
you're
squatted over my own
piss.
clothes. The fucking carrier bag, you know, like next time I thought,
Oh,
what the hell?
why do you black out things when you're drunk, didn't you? Did we do that? I don't remember.
Like, if I don't remember it, I didn't do it.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen. What are your views on Bonnie Blue?
Is she pregnant?
No, so basically she was hinting at it, but she's not pregnant. She's trying to raise money to help someone on their IVF journey. I feel like that's a bit of a trying to do gooder because of the bad.
Why is she doing that? Her whole thing is about dirty sex, and now she wants to be like a charity. I don't get it.
So what are your views on it?
Listen, each to their own. You know, I don't think people should be hating on her.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with like OF and people that do that. That's their form of income. But I do think what I don't understand as a woman. What do you get out of sleeping with 1,000 men in one day? There's nothing she's getting out of that. Nothing. No way is she getting anything out of that. They don't know her. They don't know what she likes. She's getting absolutely nothing. And in the future, when
the money
she chooses to be a parent,
yeah, that's going to be.
Surely that must.
Maybe she don't want to be a parent.
That must. No, she does, because I saw her this morning, and she said that she's basically it'd be so that her kids know that kind of job's not a bad thing. That's what she's hoping for.
I don't think that kind of job is a bad thing.
It's the way you're
yeah. Especially if you have a daughter, I don't think that should be something like, oh yeah, you can go and you want to do that as a job, that's fine. But 1,000 men in a day,
yeah.
Can you imagine how she felt after that? That's abuse, mate, and sore. Absolutely
yes,
sore.
I don't know what someone.
I don't know what you'd get at. Well, like I said, you wouldn't get nothing. What I think is wrong, though, right? Yeah, whatever. Each to her own. She can do what she wants. If she says things like, "Oh, I love it when they're barely legal." Imagine if that was a man saying that.
Yeah, that'd be completely
wrong.
Oh
my God, people would be going mad. But she's allowed to say that. Love them when they're freshly 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
Barely legal. Like, I thought, nah.
Say if like a man was like 35 and he was sleeping with.
Yeah.
And he
just freshly 8, and he said that.
Yeah,
imagine
it would
that,
be
that
a completely different.
Yeah.
Turnaround. Do you know Rebecca Goodwin?
Red hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you see the thing about her on that podcast?
Podcast, yes. So I've only seen clips. No, I get bored after a little while, but I've seen clips of it. Yeah. And weren't they horrible about what she does?
They was quite mean to it. Do you know, I watched it, right, and one thing that really got my back up, right, is that she was explaining to them, like, the things that she's been able to do with her kids, right? And she said that we hired like a camp of Winnebago, whatever. She said, and I took my kids all the way like up to the top here, and then we'd come down
all the way down, yeah. And they slagged it off, didn't they?
They laughed at it, right? And I thought, how fucking cheeky is that?
Yeah,
I would love to do that.
I would love to do it. My girls would love that.
I'd love to do that with my kids, but I thought, what's the word? You're making her feel like something that she's doing with her kids is like laughable.
Yeah, like shit. That's where you take them. Didn't they say something like that's not a holiday or something like that? Yeah. I'll take my kids to a caravan as a holiday and they love it.
It is a fucking holiday.
Yeah, so why is that not?
But that's why I watched that and I thought, I didn't like that bit because I thought she's saying like these are the good things that I do with my kids.
Yeah.
And they basically just laughed and was like, that's not a holiday. Like,
yeah.
Well, it fucking is.
Yeah. Just nasty.
But since that, they've then had another one on because the thing is they don't like their jobs. They think that they do nothing for the
society they say, or whatever.
Which they pay shitloads of tax. Like she's paid fucking loads. But their whole podcast, I believe, is mainly OF people.
Yeah, well, so that's what.
So they're trying to get into like a niche of something.
So they're paying for your podcast with your views by you having OF people in.
Them on. So they had someone after her. And they treated her completely different. But nice, she was a bit, I don't like her anyway, but she was like, they was really nice to me, you know, and all this stuff. And I thought, well, they're going to be.
Yeah, because they've just been slated
all the
for how
fucking
they was with her.
backlash that they've got.
I think as well, she went up there on her own. She's in a room with 3 men. You can tell she's feeling a bit uncomfortable because they're just all on her, like taking the piss. It is like a bullying, whatever she does for a living. Why would you want to make someone feel like that? And you can tell they're feeling uncomfortable. Yeah. If I was in that group,
as well that if you had someone on your show like that, you are going to ask questions which they might think, I don't know if I want to answer that, but they have to be prepared for things like that.
Because that's what they do for a living. Yeah.
People are curious and want to know, like, what do you get out of it, or what's this, what's that? But I think asking them what they're contributing to society.
It's a job.
Yeah.
It's still a job, like any other. No, it's not something that I would do, but
No, I wouldn't either. I haven't got the balls.
I'm too much of a prude. I'm like, ugh. No.
Smile, big sheep.
Just no way.
Right, thank you for listening, guys. That's us for the week. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel. Also, go over and look at my IG and my TikTok. And we will see you next week.